Good morning, students. How are you? I hope that you will all be sailing in the water of joy. And you know very well, in India, it's a global epidemic is being spread over here. And because of this epidemic, we cannot emerge out of our homes. So, due to lockdown, which has been declared by our Indian government, that you must abide by the rules and regulation, you should not emerge outside, you should not step outside, stay home, stay safe, and for your facility that your study should not be affected, we have brought for you some video lectures. So I, Sanjeev Sharma, lecturer in English, welcome all of you here in my session here. So I start the first chapter of your moments, this supplementary book, which you would have to purchase, which you have to bring it and just get ready. Today I'm going to start with the first chapter of your moments in the form of the first chapter, The Lost Child. I hope that you will all be listening to me attentively and I will be taking your queries later on through WhatsApp. So without wasting of time, I'm going to start my chapter. The chapter is The Lost Child. So boys, I would like to tell you, The Lost Child is an interesting story. It's a short story, it's a beautiful story written by one of the great personalities of English literature, Mr. Mulk. The Lost Child is one of the best creations drawn up by Mr. Anand. Now, before I start the chapter, let me explain something about the writer, Mr. Mulk Anand, Mr. M.R. Anand. Mulk Anand, he was an Indian writer in English and he was born on 12 December 1905 in Peshawar. Mr. Mulk Anand, he was born on 12 December 1905 in Peshawar. Now it is in Pakistan, you know very well. And he died on 28 September 2004 in Pune. Right, all of you? So you would have to keep in your mind for your knowledge and it will enhance your attraction whenever you are going to write down your answer during examination. And moreover, any teacher can ask you, maybe in any field, anybody can ask you in order to check your knowledge, means how much deep knowledge you are having regarding your English literature. So that's why it's my obligation. I must explain it to you in a good manner. So Mulk Anand, pay attention, he was born on 12 December 1905 in Peshawar and he died 28 September 2004 in Pune. His notable work was there because of his creativity, which he had depicted about the downtrodden and the lower class community people, especially in traditional, typical Indian society. And he had got a lot of admiration among the categories of those international readers, and he has been calculated one of the central figure, one of the renowned writers of English literature. And he got a worldwide popularity because of his one of the best creativities, which was published in 1935 in the form of Untouchable. In 1935, he had written a novel, Untouchable. In this story, he has described about the exploitation which was being done in our traditional, typical Indian society by the upper class people towards the lower class community people. And just later on, 1 year after, he had published another novel in the form of, in 1936, in the form of Coolie. These two works are having prominent and eminent place in the history of entire English literature, and he had got worldwide popularity. Although Mr. Mulk Anand, he is not among us, but even then, because of his creativity, he is alive in our heart and mind. And CBSE board has taken his this is the book, boys and girls. This is the book, Moments, which you have to get ready by holding it in your hands. Moments. I'm going to start the first chapter, The Lost Child. So pay attention, bring a pen or pencil along with you in order to write down the words, meaning the difficult words which I'm going to explain to you. If you have any difficulty, if you're facing any problem that you are not getting my depiction, you are not understanding any word, you have any kind of difficulty, so as per the guidelines which you have already been told that between 10 to 12 you can get your queries the next working day. Right? So without a waste of time, I'm going to start the first chapter, The Lost Child. First of all, let me give you a brief introduction about the story. Boys, this is the story about a little boy. There was a little boy who, along with his father and mother, once he paid a visit to a fair, F-A-I-R, fair. Fair in the translation is Mela. Simply, it happens in our country. So, he paid a visit in the month of spring season, and he was going with his father and mother to a fair. And on his way, so many things, so many natural objects he had encountered, just like any birds, just like fields, ripe crops, sweetmeat shop, flowers, vendor, balloon seller. And he was getting mesmerized to see the crowd which was going to get gathered over there in the whirlpool of that fair, the world which was completely unknown to the boy. But the climax takes place, the change takes place, the sudden thing comes whenever the little boy, he gets separated towards to his father and mother. He lost his father and mother. He got segregated. Once when he was about to enjoy a roundabout. Roundabout, it's one of the swings which you can find out, giant wheel just like that, and in which you can sit over there, enjoy your life. So there he was having curiosity in his mind that he wanted to enjoy, and he simply started asking to his parents to have an enjoyment on that. On that merry-go-round, but that roundabout, but when he turned back, he didn't get any reply, and moreover, he didn't find his father and mother. Now this time, all the enthusiasm, all the energy, and he had completely lost, and he started crying, shouting, and he was moving to and fro. He got panic, he got fear-stricken, he was moving from one place to another, and luckily, he found that there was a gentleman who picked the boy into his arm, and he tried to console the boy. And how did he console? What did he do? What kind of temptation he tried to show the boy? We are going to start. We are going to study throughout the chapter. So get ready, boys, with your book, The Lost Child. The Lost Child, as I depicted, there was a child. He goes to a fair. F-A-I-R, fair. There was a child, he goes to a fair with his parents. Parents means with his father and mother. There was a little boy and he was going to a fair with his parents. He is happy and excited. Yes, he was much happy, tremendously he was happy. And he was getting excited as well. And he wants the sweets. He had seen the sweetmeat shop on his way to the fair. When he was going to the fair, on his way, on the roadside, he had seen the shops of sweetmeat and some toys as well as displayed over there on the roadside, this way and this way. He had seen so many shops, so many vendors, and those were attracting the boy, and he was getting attracted towards those objects, and he wanted to possess all of them. But his parents, as they could not afford, so they don't buy them. Means they don't have money. They could not afford it for him. Why then does he refuse when someone offers them to him? When he was demanding all the things, and his father and mother, both of them, they were denying. But Later on, somebody else means not his father and mother, some gentleman, some third person, some unknown person, and he tried his level best in order to attract the boy to get them purchased for him. But now the boy was refusing that. Now I don't want. Why did he say? So let's start the story. It was the festival of spring. I told you it was the spring season. It's a season which usually comes in the month of February especially. So it was the festival. You know, India is a country of festivals. So many festivals we are having. Sometime Holi, Diwali, Dussehra, Janmashtami, and so many countless festivals we are having. So this was the festival of spring season. And from the wintry shades of narrow lanes, wintry, I mean to say that it was the time of winter, especially in the month of January and February. Cold is there, little bit maybe sun is shining, but even then you feel cold. You have to wear your jacket, sweater and some other thing, because winter has not been disappeared. So it was the wintry shades. Shades means covered by. So pay attention. This is the word which I just want to write down here, boys and girls. Shades means covered by. So this was the wintry shades of narrow lanes. Narrow means that congested. Narrow means, wait, I can realize it. Narrow means now, N-A-R-R-O. Narrow means congested. Narrow means congested. I mean to say that means in Hindi translation, tang, where you cannot get the space to cross it. Got my point? It's narrow. So this was the season of winter, and throughout the wintry shades, the winter has been covered into the sky, into the atmosphere, and the narrow lanes, L-A-N-E-S, lanes means streets, lanes and alleys. Both means streets. Lanes and alleys means streets. The narrow streets were there. It was the winter season, boys, and the streets were narrow, congested, and emerged a gaily clad humanity. Emerged, E-M-E-R-G-E-D. Emerged means come outside. People came out. People came out of the street. People came out of those narrow lanes. Okay, a gaily. Gaily means happily. G-A-I-L-Y. Gaily means happy. Sorry. Happy. Gaily means happy. Happy people, those were coming out of the lanes. जो लोग गलियों से बाहर आ रहे थे, they were smiling, they were laughing because they were very happy. A clad humanity. Clad means crowd. C-R-O-W-D. Clad means crowd. Huge crowd was coming outside. Huge gathering was coming of humanity. Humanity means human beings. So explanation of this line is there. It was the winter season. It was the month of February, and thousands people, they were coming outside of their homes, and they were coming out of their villages throughout the narrow lanes, throughout the congested streets, and they were looking happy. Their faces were glimpsing as the sun was shining outside like way. They were looking very happy, tremendously happy. The huge crowd was coming. Men, women, children, old people, everybody, each and every individual was coming over there, and all of them, they were happy. So, some walked, means some people, they were walking on their feet. They were walking on their feet, on their legs. They were moving. Some rode on horses, and some of them, they were doing the horse riding. They were going on the horse because they could not be able to move further on. Others sat, and some people, those who had got tired, and they were sitting on the roadside, on the pavement maybe. Okay, maybe some sitting place would be there in order to take a little bit rest, because they got tired by moving in continuity in order to get relaxation for 1 minute, 2 minutes, 5 minutes. Some people, they have sat on the roadside. I mean to say, once again, I repeat my words, some of the people, they were walking, some of the people, they were riding the horse, and some rest of all, they were sitting in order to take rest. Being carried in bamboo, and some people, they were sitting in the bamboo and bullock carts. Bamboo means, it's like in the translation, बांस की बनी हुई. In bamboo and bullock means carriage, khoda gadi, carts, khoda gadi, okay, filled with. So there was some bullock carts were there, balgadi, bullock cart means balgadis were there, made of bamboos, and people were sitting inside, and they were being carried by the people who was moving, for the owner of bullock carts, and they were moving to the fair. And in short, I mean to say that means some people, they were walking, some people, they were sitting, some people, they were riding the horse, and somebody, they were going on the bullock carts, but all of them, they were going to one destination that was in the form of fair, mela. One little boy ran between his father's legs. I told you in the beginning of the story, it is the story of a protagonist, and who is a little boy. Protagonist means the hero. Hero means the main character of the story, and he was a little boy, and he was moving, and he came out between the legs of his father. The small boy, very cute boy, he was coming between the legs of his father, brimming over with life and laughter. Brimming over means filled with. Brimming over, B-R-I-M-M-I-N-G. Brimming over means filled with. Brimming over means filled with. He was filled with life and laughter. He was having fully curiosity to pay a visit to the fair. He was enjoying. Now, come child, come, called his parents, his mother and father. They called him, come child, come, because he was lagging behind. As he lagged behind, as he was left behind, so his father and mother, they were calling him again and again, come child, come, what are you doing? You are again and again left behind. Because the boy, fascinated by the toys, he was fascinated. Fascinated means attracted, fascinated. F-A-S-C-I-N-A-T-E-D, fascinated means attracted. The boy was attracted by the toys. Some toy shop were there in between, and he was getting attracted towards the toys. In the shops, some shops were there as I have depicted, and he had encountered so many things on the way to the fair, and some toy shop he had seen. And in the toy shop, if you recall your past memory, if you go 10 years back, 8 years back, 7 years back, so my dear boys, just imagine those memories when you used to go to the fair with your father, mother, or any other elder of your family, and you must have seen so many toy shop in between, and you started insisting to your father and mother in order to purchase it. Just same curiosity the little boy was having to have a look on the toys, and he wanted to possess them. That lined the way means on the side of the road, one by one, this shop, the next shop, in this way, one after one, so many shops were there, and he was getting attracted towards them. He had forgotten his parents because his concentration had been captured by the toys. He wanted to possess them. That's why he left behind. इसलिए वो पीछे रह गया. And his parents, they were calling, come child, come. He hurried towards his parents, and quickly he started moving towards his parents when he heard the sound. Then his feet obedient to their call. I mean to say, boys, his feet that he was moving and his feet were abiding by. Obedient means here abiding by. Abiding by means palan karna. And his feet were abiding by the call of his parents. Whatever the parents had said to him to come as nearer to them. That's why he ordered the feet to move quickly towards his parents. His eyes still lingering on the receding twice, but his eyes were still staring. It was just captured. His eyes had been captured still on the toys. Those were receding. I'm sorry. On the receding toys, the toys which he had left at the backside. In this way, suppose if he was moving and he was looking towards the toys in this way, because he wanted to possess them. Although he was moving, physically he was moving towards his parents, but mentally he was towards the toys. As he came to where they had stopped to wait for him, just when he came nearby to his parents at the place where they had been waiting for him at a distance, he could not suppress the desire. He could not control his desire. He could not control his curiosity of his heart. He was brimming with laughter. He was brimming with overwhelmed joy. He could not control his feelings, even though he well knew the old. He knew the old and cold stand. He knew very well. Old here means, just think about it, old means that he was familiar with, because for so many years, for last so many years, he had been refused by his father and mother because they were not purchasing the toys and other things which were attracting the boy. That was the familiar one, old and cold. Old means that father and mother, they were silent, and throughout non-verbal communication, they were attracting the boy in this way, by holding the red eyes. He didn't speak through the mouth, but he was speaking throughout the eyes, throughout the facial expression, throughout the gestures. He knew, he had recognized, he had understood the cold stare. Stare means to look in continuity. In Hindi translation, ghurna, stare. The cold stare of refusal in their eyes, and he had seen the father and mother without speaking anything. They were refusing that we cannot purchase the toys for you, boy. Come soon, come, we are getting late. Have you got a point? Means the boy, he wanted to possess the toys, but his father and mother, they didn't want to get purchased for him. I want that toy, he pleaded. Pleaded means he requested, but even then, as I told you, he could not control his desire, overwhelming desire. He could not control his feelings, and tremendously he started requesting, he started insisting, I want that toy. Papa, Mama, Father, Mother, I want to purchase that toy. His father looked at him red-eyed in this way. The father didn't speak anything, but he started staring in this way with red eye. With red eyes, the father started staring the little boy in his familiar tyrant's way, the familiar aggression which he used to show for the long-lasting period. The boy was familiar with, the boy knew very well, means this was the refusal of his father when he started staring with red eyes to him. His mother, melted by the free spirit of the day, was tender. Here, melted by the free spirit means on that day she was independent, and even then she was looking happy because she had emerged out of the house, and she was very tender. Tender means soft. Tender means soft. She was very soft-hearted and giving him a finger, and she offered a finger. Come on, beta, hold it. Come, my child, hold my finger. And she started consoling. She started diverting the mind of the child. Look, child, what is before you? Just see, beta, what is that? What see? And you will be enjoying that. Oh my God, that is a special attraction for you. my dear boy. And this is a habit in our country, especially the mothers. They know very well it means how to attract, how to console the boy, how to divert his mind in the same manner that his mother, and she started consoling the boy by saying that, beta, just see what is there before you. It was a flowering mustard field, beta. It's a flowering mustard field. It's a field of flowering. Flowering is fully flowers, full of flowers, full se bhara hua. Mustard. Mustard means in Hindi translation sarson, which we usually find in the month of January and February. So there were the mustard flower fields were there in front of him. Just see, beta, these are the mustard flowering mustard fields, and these are looking pale. Pale means yellow. P-A-L-E. Pale means yellow. They were looking pale. Means you might have seen that so many times in the month of January and February when you emerge out of your homes and you are just moving into the area where you can find out so many fields, and there you can find out some flowering mustard fields, and those are looking yellow. So, and she said that these were looking like melting gold. Melting means pighalta in Hindi translation. Gold, it's a metal. Okay, so it was looking pale like melting gold. Like melting gold. Here, boys, I would like to tell you, here it is a simile. It's a literary device. I would explain you in detail what is literary device, but in short, I would like to tell you the about two literary devices. One is metaphor, other one is simile. Metaphor is that whenever we are going to compare the two objects without making the use of as and like. For example, if I say, as William Shakespeare has depicted, all the world's is a stage. All the world's a stage. All the men and women are merely players. It means the world has been compared to the stage. But here we are not using like. All the men and women are merely players. Players are compared to the men and women, but we are not using as and like. But in the same case, suppose if I start making like, if I start using like and or as or L-I-K-A like, so it is changed from metaphor into simile. It becomes similarity. So that's why here the similarity has been shown like melting gold. So means whenever the gold is being melted by the goldsmith, okay, so the flower was looking like melting gold. So it is a comparison, but in a good way. Simile is being shown, similarities has been shown between the pale mustard yellow flowers to the melting gold, right? So now it swept across miles and miles of even land. Just see, my child, up to miles and miles. This field has been spread over there. So many fields, the countless flowers, the countless gold you can find out here. Just see, leave the toys and just see. Start having the concentration on these things, beta. These can attract your heart and mind. This will give you tremendous happiness. And the boy, he got happy. A group of dragonflies were bustling. Dragonflies, these are the insects. Okay, a group of so many dragonflies were bustling. Bustling means they were coming here and there by producing a little bit very slow sound, murmuring sound. Bustling, they were coming here in this way, in this way, in this way. About on their gaudy purple wings, intercepting the flight of a long black bee or butterfly in the search of sweetness from the flower. It means they were intercepting. It means they were coming in order to take the juice of the flower. They were coming to suck the nectar of the flower, and they were intercepting, they were cutting the long black bee. Black bee, it's just like that, what do you call, it's looking like a bee, madhumakhi, there, black color. Okay, so in the translation I'm not getting this point, but I'll convey later on. But it's like an insect which you might have seen. Bhaura, yes, bhaura. Exact word is bhaura. So they were intercepting its way because they just wanted to get the sweetness before the long black bee could have got it. भंवरे के फूलों का रस चूसने से पहले the dragonflies, they wanted to get the sweetness of the flowers. The child followed them, and the child, the little boy, he started getting attracted towards them, and he started following them. He started chasing them. He started moving behind them where they had been going. In the air with his gaze. They were flying in the air in this way by gazing, by looking towards them in continuity. The boy was moving tremendously. He entered into the fields till one of them would still its wings and rest, and he had seen carefully there was a one dragonfly and it had sat somewhere in order to take some rest, and it had stopped its wings. Wings means feather, punk, and it had been stopped to a place and it was taking some rest. And the boy, he would try to catch it. The boy just tremendously reached nearby to it in order to catch it. But as it would go fluttering, but the boy, as he was about to catch it, on the same moment, at that it would go fluttering by flapping its wings and gone away. Flapping, I told you that fadfadana pankha, it go flapping up into the air. When he had almost caught it in his hand, just he was about to catch, almost he had caught the butterfly, but unfortunately on the same moment that he had seen that this insect, it had been flown away. Then immediately his mother gave a cautionary call. Immediately the cautionary means it's like a warning call. C-A-U-T-I-O-N-A-R-I means warning. That mother, she was warning again and again, and she again had called him. Come child, come, you are getting late. Come on the footpath. What are you doing in the field? We are waiting for you on the footpath. Footpath, just come here, beta. And he ran. As he heard the sound of his mother, he ran towards his parents gaily. Gaily means happily. He was looking happy and walked abreast of them for a while, and he was moving just between all of them, just for a while, just for a few seconds, and being, however, soon left behind. But immediately once again, and he was left behind. Again, third time, he was left behind. He was lagged behind because this time he was attracted by the little insects. Some small insects were there, and he got attracted towards them, and worms, W-O-R-M-S, worms means earthworms like Quechua. Okay, so he got attracted towards them along the footpath, just along the footpath, and they were coming, they were teeming out. Teeming means coming out. T-E-E-M-I-N-G, teeming means coming out from their hiding places. The hiding places which they were having into the ground, and they had come outside. Why they had emerged? Why they had come? Because they wanted to enjoy the sun shining. As I have depicted, it was the month of February, spring season was there, wintry shades were there. So they just wanted to have an enjoyment of the sun, being the sun was shining outside. In order to get little bit heat, the insects, they had come out of their hiding places, and he got attracted towards them. Come child, come. His parents called from the shade of a grove. Grove means like a boa. G-R-O-V. Wait for a minute. Grove. G-R-O-V. Grove means boa. B-O-W-E-R. In Hindi translation, I can write down. Vrikshon ka jhund. Grove, boa, and they were sitting under the shade of so many trees. So many trees were there. Boa, it was like a boa. Whenever so many trees are there together in continuity, and they are intercepting the branches of each other and making a shade arena, so it is called simply a grove or a Bower, B-O-W-E-R. So the parents, mother and father, they kept sitting under the shade, and where they had seated themselves, they were sitting over there on the edge of a well. Just under the shade arena of the trees, there was a well, W-E-L-L, well means kua. On the edge, E-D-G, edge means on the corner of the well, they were sitting, and they started waiting for their child. He ran towards them, and tremendously he started moving towards his father and mother. A shower of young flowers fell upon the child when he came into the shed arena. And a shower means like a rain. It started falling on the head of the little boy. Some young flowers, some small little flowers were coming down as a rain. Raining petals were there as he entered the grove, as he entered into the bower, as he had entered into the shed arena of the trees. And forgetting his parents, and he had forgotten his parents because he was getting mesmerized. He was getting attracted towards so many objects, and this was one of them. This time raining petals. Yes. So he began to gather the raining petals. So these colorful small flowers, he started collecting in his arm in this way by laughing, because he was very small and cute boy, and he was enjoying. In his hands, in his small hands, he wanted to collect all the raining petals. But lo, oh my God, he heard the cooing of doves. Now this time dove, it's a bird. My dear boys, D-O-V-E, dove. It's like a bird. It's a bird. So cooing means it's a sound of the dove. So some doves were coming over there by producing some sound. And the boy, he left the raining petals. He had forgotten the raining petals. Then he ran tremendously towards his parents, and shouting tremendously, he shouted, "Father, mother, the dove, I have seen that bird, the dove." The raining petals which he carried into his arms, and he had dropped from his hands. He had dropped the raining petals, and he started running behind the dove. Now the parents, they called, "Come child, come." They called to the child, and they started calling once again, "Where are you running? Why are you distracting us again and again? Sometimes you are running behind mustard field, sometimes you are running behind the insect, sometimes running behind the raining petals, and sometimes running behind the dove. What is this? Come child, we are already getting late." Who had now gone running in the wild capers round the banyan tree. Banyan means, in Hindi translation, it's like a bargat ka ped. And the boy, he just ran towards the banyan tree and started moving round to it in this way. It was like a wild area, just like so many trees were there. And gathering him up, they took the narrow winding footpath which led to the fair towards the fields, and he started moving towards the narrow, I told you, congested tongue, winding, W-I-N-D-I-N-G, winding means Gumavda, W-I-N-D-I-N-G, it means turning round, Gumavda. Winding footpath was there, because the footpath sometimes moving this way, sometimes this way, sometimes round, U-turn, this in this way. This was like a zigzag way, and he started running on that and throughout the mustard field, because the footpath was there between the mustard field on his left hand side. The mustard fields were there on his right side, as well as the mustard fields, and he had been moving on the footpath. As they neared the village, the child could see many other footpaths full of throngs, just as they came nearby the village. Now this time they had been moving between the fields, but now this time as he came nearby the village, the little boy, he could see so many other things that again started attracting him, and this was full of throngs. This word throng means crowd. T-H-R-O-N-G-S. Throng means crowd. The huge crowd of men, women and children were there, and he started getting mesmerized, getting attracted towards them. Yes, definitely boys. Converging to the whirlpool of the fair. Converging means they were gathering. Converging means gathering. इकट्ठे होना. Converging. C-O-N-V-E-R-G-I-N-G. Converging means gathering. Meeting also. Two meanings are there. As per situation, we have to find out the meaning. Okay. So they were gathering over there. Men, women and children, they were coming and they were enjoying a lot over there. To the whirlpool. Whirlpool means the Bhavan. In the translation, it was a huge gathering of the people to the fair. So now, and felt at once repelled and fascinated. Again, he got surprised and he got mesmerized, he got attracted towards the world which was completely unknown to the boy. He had never seen such type of world in his entire life. He was, by the confusion of the world he was entering, he got confused. Oh my God, in what kind of world he was going to get entered over there. So, my dear boys, so for today itself, lecture is sufficient. And till this time, I think so you might have enjoyed a lot. And the rest of the chapter, what happened, but when he got entered into the fair, we will study by tomorrow itself. Till then, just read it thoroughly, and the words which I have told right now, I think so, I hope that you might have noted in your notepads, and you would have to write down the words meaning in the same manner. And the next time, whenever suppose if you are having some queries, as I have depicted it between 10 to 12, you would have to sign the messages on the WhatsApp group, and I'll be waiting for you. I'll reply back to you. But please, kindly, it's my humble request not to send such type of unnecessary arguments and some other things. So I hope that you will be asking the fruitful. Suppose fruitful means I'm going to say that suppose if you're not getting the words meaning, if you're not getting the question answers or some other kind of queries if you're having, so I'll be trying my level best in order to rectify it as early as possible. Till that time, once again, I'll say that stay home, stay safe at your home, and do not emerge outside as the COVID-19 is going on. So we are just already providing you online lectures. So have a nice day. Thank you so much.